You can't be up here right now. Hello, everybody. It says I'm live, so we're going to start our playtime here. And it looks like I'm in kind of a good spot. This is my page that started this journal. This is basically the front cover. We did this last week. If you are new and would like to play along, just going to show it for a minute while people get in here. And my camera looks crooked, of course. We'll fiddle with the camera for a minute. So that was the front cover. And then you turn the page, and that's my first page. And it's got a window in it, too, to give it some dimension. So it is a pretty thick page. Mine's about 1/4 inches thick. But today we're only going to do one single page. So all you'll need is one piece of your recycled cardboard. So we're going to do the facing page to our first page, which is, so this would be like this, okay? And we're going to add a pop-up. And I had asked in my group and on the community tab for you to either, if you have a bunny rabbit, stamp it out. Or if you want to draw a bunny rabbit real quick, just draw one. And I drew this one here. He's about 2 3/4 inches tall, probably about 1 inch wide. I can measure him to double check. So just a little bunny, because we have a very little page we're working on. I think he's widest. He's a little over 1 inch wide at the ears. So you'll need a bunny. The bird is just here for pretty. I'm not going to use the bird today, so I'm going to slide it back in here. Tippy, I cannot hold you right now. So you will need to prep your page with the jig we made last week. Go ahead and punch your holes down the side. That's the first thing you need to do. I'm going to set some things out of our way real quick. And to get us started, though, I want to talk about this because I mentioned we're going to add a pop-up. Hi, Janet. Hi, Ann. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Nashwa. Hi, Mina. Hi, Renee. So if you go to there's a link down in the description box for the Frugal Crafters channel, and it will take you to the little book that she did here. Apparently one of her children did this in school, and then she did it in front of us so we could see all these different ways to do pop-ups. So I would highly encourage you, if you are interested in pop-ups in a book, to go check out Lindsay. Okay? So I'm just going to go through this to show you all the different ones that she shares. There's 14 different ways to do pop-ups, and I'm going to show you a 15th way today. So that just pops up like that. You can see it in the middle here. You would adhere your stuff either on either side, or if your card opened this way, you just apply it here. So there's various ways to use these pop-ups. So pop-up number 2 with Lindsay is a double. See how it pops up? And you would attach your stuff to the front of these. Or you could put it on both sides if you wanted it to be something that opens like that. Number 3 is a mouth. And 4 is a tree. So you could do a Christmas tree with that one. 5, it's more like when you open it, it's like a banner. And then 6, it's just like a beak. So you could put eyeballs. And 7 is like a nose. Looks like Bert's nose from Sesame Street, doesn't it? And 8. Now this one, I've attached it to the page exactly as she shows it in the little diagrams. You get these little diagrams, but you really need to watch her video to know where to put the glue. But if you take this and you turn it over, you could make like a housewarming card. See that? So I'll tip us back over the right way. Number 9 is a more flat banner type one. And again, if you wanted to turn it the other way, you could make this look like a house that comes down when they open their card or a page or whatever. Now, this one is the one that really tripped me up because you don't put the glue where you think you would. And it makes a fold back banner. And where you actually, instead of putting the glue on this big spot where I thought you would, you put it on the bottom. So I actually wrote on this that that's where the glue goes. Number 10 and number 12 gave me the worst trouble. This is 11. It's like a double beak or whatever you can come up with. It could be a lamp, you know, put a string or stick down in the middle. I don't know, whatever you want to. I just wanted to do all of these so I would know how to. Now, this is the one that really messed me up, but I finally figured it out. See how they fold over each other? That one was tricky. And 13 is just a little bracket. And then the last one is a heart. So if you want to make one of these books, you have to thank Anne, because Anne's the one, Anne Lar, brought this to my attention during our craft and chat. I'm telling you, if you haven't been at Anne Lar's craft and chat on Thursday, we talk about all kinds of stuff like this and get all these ideas, okay? So I went ahead and I made myself a little guidebook, and this is off from her sheet. And all I did is I printed the sheet off because she gives it to you for free. And then I cut them apart as I did them and taped them right in next to the pop-up that they show. That one's my favorite. I got to do something with the mouth. So that's something, and it's in the description box below. So let's start our page. The first thing I want to do is, because on my cover, I covered the edges in black. Now, we could do this with paint and it would be faster, but because I did paper here, I'm going to keep that up. And I'm just going to cut some strips from scrap black paper, just 1-inch strips, and I'm going to make something to go over the edges here. Just real quick, just so it all looks the same. And I never start these edgings on a corner. I always start them somewhere in the middle, either in the middle at the top, anywhere that's in the middle of it. I'd never do it at the corner because it never looks right when you meet them up at the corner. If you can make your corner turn nice and smooth, that's a better way. All right, so I just cut some 1-inch strips, and then I'm just going to score them at 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to stick this in here and score it 1/2 inch. And I'm going to go ahead and score all of them. I'm not going to need all of these, but if they're in my package, they'll be ready for the next time I need some. So the first thing we're going to do is score our edges. I mean, cover our edges. Score the paper. All right. All right. And I'm just going to use tape. Go ahead and fold these. And I'm just going to fold it over. Score it flat. Hello, Mary. It doesn't matter if they're evenly folded either, because we're just covering the edge. You're not going to see anything but just a little bit of the edge when we do our page. And we're just doing one page today. Next week, we'll do 2 pages because they'll be facing pages, and I want them to look like they go together. This one's kind of on its own because we did page 1 last week. Carol's here. I think I've said hi to everybody so far. And a lot of you are probably going, how on earth is she going to do a pop-up when the pages don't connect? Be patient. I showed you. All right, let's put some tape on here. Can we find the end? There it is. That's got to be it. And I'm just going to put it along here. I could use glue, but I want to be able to move right along. It's hard to see the edge when you're on brown paper. We'll have to repunch our holes too, because we'll probably overlap them just a little bit. We'll turn it over and put some more on this side. And hopefully this stickum won't stick my punch all up. Might have to use the big bite thingamajig, or the, yeah, I don't know if it's actually called big bite, because mine's the one that to set the eyelets. Okay. So remember, I don't want to start on a corner because it doesn't meet well. So what I'm going to do is I'm only going to pull the tape from the top. And then I'm just going to put this in the center and stick it down to the tape on one side. I've only got one side uncovered. Then when I get to this corner, I'm going to really work this at the corner. So I'm pushing against the cardboard. And I've made an indentation there that you can see. Can you see the indentation a little bit? We're going to take our scissors and we're just going to cut along the cardboard to the fold. Like so. I'm going to go ahead and pull this off here. All right. I can go ahead, now that this is adhered over here, I can go ahead and cut this other corner in, because if I cut it, and try not to cut all the way through to the other side. Now, when I remove that tape, I'll push this down and then this over. And I'll have my corner will be covered. All right, I'm going to keep going though. And I'm going to start another piece. Meet my edges up on the side. It's easier to hide on the side of it. And again, work this with your finger. Then only cut the one side of the paper, not both, or you won't have a nice smooth corner. Okay, now we'll remove this tape. And bend this around. Uh-oh. No, no, no. Let go. Let go. Okay. Do it one more time here. bend this around. I'm going to cut just to the corner, but not through the corner. You want to leave a little piece of paper over your corners. You can't see that. See, I'm leaving a little paper, and I'll cut to the corner, but not through, so the two cuts don't meet. You don't want the two cuts to meet. All right, so now we got to finish this side. Go ahead and meet end to end here. Match this up here. Only cut through the one layer along the cardboard and then bend it in. And if you don't want it to overlap, you can trim that away. But because we're going to put paper on top of this, I'm not going to worry about that. What we might want to do is, well, no, I'm not going to worry about it. Find your corner by kind of pinching to find out where to cut. Then you're going to cut, but not all the way through to the other side, just to the cardboard. And now we'll just remove our tape. We'll go ahead and push this down on this side. Get this pushed down gently because you don't want to tear your corner. Open up this one here. This is just to cover the edges. And like I said, if you don't want to go to the trouble of using the paper, feel free to just paint your edges. And my holes are on this side. And I've got my jig handy so I can just line it up again and repunch my holes. All right. And you're saying, but it's not taped down right there. It's not going to matter because we're going to put paper on top of it and it's going to hold all of that together. So now let's punch our holes back, which are on this side. And I've got that jig is here somewhere. The jig is up. Did I slide it back in the pocket? I thought I left it out. Oh, there it is. So I'll just put this back on here, and I'm going to use this white pen here. And I only have to mark it on one side. I just have to be able to see where the holes are. And I'm hoping I can get my punch over this. Because remember, I could barely get it on the cardstock. Guess we'll find out the truth right now. Can I get it on here? I'm going to look at chat here in just a sec. All right. So we're working on this facing page. Now, if that bothers you that the paper is sticking up a little bit, shoot some glue under it. Hi, Gail. Hi, Julia. Yep, you talk to it. Say, behave. See, we could stick some glue under there. I'm trying not to use the glue because it leaves a mess. Now I want to put my base paper on. Okay. And I want it to be just slightly smaller. So remember, our page is 5 by 7.5. So I'm going to make it just 4 7/8. So I'm only taking 1/8 of an inch smaller on both directions. So 4 7/8. Let's see. What do I want my background like? I'm going to use that there. I'm going to use this as the background. And I think, what did we do on this one? We had stripes up and down like this. I might continue that, even though they're different size stripes. So I'm going to trim this to the 4 7/8. And then it's 7.5, so 7 3/8. 1/8 of an inch smaller. All right. So we'll put tape on there and put it down, and then I'll have to punch my holes again. It's just a repetitive thing over and over. Don't put the tape on the page, put it on the paper, because you might misjudge where to put it on the page. So I'm actually going to put a second strip farther down. I'll show you here. I'll do the top and the bottom. And then on this side, I'll just put the one strip of tape. But because we have the holes, I want to make it a little bit more sturdy on this side. So one at the edge, which I'll probably end up punching through some of this. And then I'm going to come over about 1 inch and put a second strip, just to make sure it adheres down, because we might disrupt some of the structure with the tape that's on the edge. Oh, Mina's cousin's calling. I have 30-something cousins, and I never hear from any of them. That's all right, though. I would say most of them don't even know where I live. I would say 98%. All right. This is the side with the 2 rows of tape. That's the side that goes over here. And I'm leaving some of them with the tape still on them so that I can get this centered. That way it doesn't immediately grab to the page and drive you crazy. All right. So then you pull these out slowly so they don't tear apart. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and punch my holes. I'll just turn this over here and punch through again. I'm going to have to, they're stacking up because of the adhesive. That's all right. I'll clean the punch off in a minute. Or it might clean itself off. Hang on. I got paper in the way. I think I need to soak this punch in some Murphy's oil soap to get all the old goo off where I staple through stuff. You always want to make sure the holes are to your left when you're working on this side of the page. Oh, it didn't punch through because there's too much goop on it. Let's try again. There we go. Now we got our holes. Our page is good. Did everybody draw a bunny? That's my next question. Did everybody draw a little bunny? Here's my bunny. Angie. Hi, Angie. Is she asking something? Yeah, Gail, that 30, there was 31 grandchildren. Of course, some of those that I'm calling cousins are actually my siblings because I didn't grow up with my siblings, so they feel more like cousins sometimes, but we're working on that. Yeah, and I don't know anything about my father's side. I'm scrolling up here to see. Well, I'm not seeing anything, so I don't know how far up. Angie said, I see my welcome message, so I've gone all the way back. Here's a hello, ladies. Scrolling back down to the bottom to make sure I'm not missing anything. All right. So here's my page. Now we got to make a little pop-up for our bunny, right? So let's get a card. We're going to make a card for him. This is the internal components of the card. We're going to cover the outside in just a minute. But let's work on the mechanism of it because you're going to have to cut the two sides slightly different. All right. So here's our bunny. The little card I had fits about that much space on my page. So the paper is 2.5. And then when you open it this way, 2.5 by 7. So you're going to fold it at 3.5. Okay. Fold it at 3.5. All we're going to worry about is this right now. So I'm going to set our page aside. All right. We want our bunny, when we open this up, we want him to stand up, right? So you have to put him in. He's got a little bit of Dollar General tape on it where I was trying this earlier. What I did is I took him and I put his feet all the way to the fold, okay? All the way to the fold. And then I just measured up between his legs and made a little mark on my card, which actually comes out to be about 1/2 inch. So on this side of it, we're going to do 1/2 inch from the fold. So if I make a little mark, and this is pencil so I can erase it, make a little mark here. And you don't need to make a big wide thing. And then I'm going to do a line. Might make it longer than that though. You just don't want him to, you don't want the part that's going to make him pop stick out incredibly far. And then I'll come over and bring a line up here to the 1/2 inch. So measure 1/2 inch roughly in the center. And then I'll just draw a line. So let me erase this so it doesn't confuse you. And I'll tell you exactly what I have here. All right, it's 1.5. I'm not 1.5. It's 1/2 inch from the fold to here. And then the width of my little part is 1/2 inch. So 1/2 by 1/2 here. Well, then on this side, we're going to go from this spot here. I'm going to try to make this as straight as I can. Come up to 1.5 inches here and make a little dot. Or you could draw your line down to the fold. All right. Then we're going to come over here. cut through the 1.5 inches. And then you can just verify if you're still at a 1/2 inch. And then just draw a line straight across between the two. Okay? So that's what you need. A 1/2 by 1/2 on this side, the part that's down. This is the part we'll glue to our page eventually, not right away. And then this 1.5 is where the bunny's going to adhere to. So he'll be adhered on like this. Okay? But not yet, because we got to do some cutting first. All right? Now, before we do our cutting, I'm actually going to fold this so my marks are on the outside of the paper. You'll see in a minute. Because I want to put my paper to decorate the inside. I want to go ahead and put them on my two places. So I thought this could be a fun carpet in his room. So I'm going to just cover that whole section with this polka dotty paper. And I'm just going to run the tape on here. Y'all are going, what is she doing? And the reason I want to go ahead and put my paper down is so when I make my cut, everything is decorated that needs to be decorated, and there won't be any little teeny pieces having to be cut or any of that. We could go ahead and tape this part up here if you want to. So basically this is an ATC sized little card, but then we're going to make a little bit bigger card base. You'll see here in a minute. All right, I've turned it, so y'all are probably confused. So the tall part right here is going to be what the bunny attaches to, and this part is going to be the floor. So I'm going to put this groovy dotted paper down here first. And I drew my bunny, so he's sitting in a red chair. Now, if you wanted to add other elements that would pop up, all you do is you cut, if you have room, you can cut more of these sections out, and you can cut them at different levels. So you could adhere different things, but we're working on such a small space that I didn't want to try to shove a lot into it. So I'm going to line this up with my fold and just stick it down. And then I'll just use my scissors and cut this away. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay, there's his groovy floor. Let's give him some wallpaper. We could give him the striped wallpaper, but I thought dots might be more fun. And if you want to make like a little home sweet home sign to hang behind him on this, or if you've got a sticker or something that you might want to put on the wall, the most important thing is to make sure it stays flat, because this has to fold on itself, okay? I'm going to try my hand at making my own egg roll wrappers after I get off here. I don't have a wok, but I have a pot pan that's kind of like a wok. So I'm not taking this over the fold. I'm setting it down and trying to line this edge up over here. Lining it up with the fold and that one edge. All right, so now we've decorated his room. That was easy. Cut it over a little bit, so I'll have to trim a little bit off this side. I might trim that up here in a minute. Let me get rid of some of this trash. And we're going to need to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing over here in a minute. All right, the first thing you can do, go ahead and close it and take your scissors, and you can cut through all of the layers, but only up to the 1/2 inch mark on the short side. This is going to be hard to cut, but we'll make it work. Don't go farther than that, okay? And then we're going to open this up. Actually, we can go ahead and fold this up to the 1/2 inch. This is the part that's hard because you can't really cut as far as you need to right at once. But if you do to the 1/2 inch, then open your card, you can see you just cut the rest of these lines. If you can get your scissors in there, you can do that. But what I'm going to do, can you see over here? I'm going to use my ruler. And it got a little wonky, but I'm just going to line that where I went in a little bit with the scissors because of cutting the thickness. I just don't want to have a piece kind of hanging in the wind. So I'll just bring my ruler over a little and then just slowly cut from the mark where it shows the top of the 1.5 inch down to the cut that you just made. And do it on the other side too. Let's see if I got all the way through. All right. So now you want to push it this way so that the bottom of it folds out over like that. And then at the top, you want this to pop out. So if you fold that up on itself, you see I've made a little place here. See how it is? Okay. Oh, thank you, Mary. All right. It makes it a little wonky, so you might have to work on it just a little bit and get that bottom fold on the 1/2 inch side. Try to get it folded without encouraging that fold that's farther up to go in. And the main way that we're going to fix that is we're going to put our double-sided tape from the little 1/2 inch where it's folded in at a 1/2 inch here. Put your tape from there all the way up, and at the top here, this needs to fold out about a 1/2 inch at the top too. It takes a little maneuvering. But we're going to get this put up there, and then we'll just put the bunny on the front of this. So I'm going to just measure this down a 1/2 inch because that's as far as I want the tape to go. And I'm just going to put a pencil mark there just so I know not to go higher than that. Put that down. And then I pull that off because I want to put a second piece. I'm going to overlap the tape to there. All right. And we need to get this so it'll bend right here. And we need the bunny to stand on the floor and just push him back into the tape. And then he should, I say he should. Bunny, you're going to have to let go for just a minute. See, it's not folded where I need it to fold. All right, so my mechanism is here. You almost need to stick something under that until I get this. Here's a sled. Will the sled fit under it? Nope, sled's a little big. Something. I was looking all over for you earlier. Anyway, I'm going to put that in there for just a sec. You don't want your bunny to be tight against the card because he's got to move a little bit so he can come up a little bit. And I've got some adhesive showing. I should have started that a ½ an inch up so he doesn't have that sticky there because that's not going to work out. You know what we could do? We could cut some grass real quick and stick it behind his feet. Because see, now he sits up. But if I close it like he's supposed to, he's not working because I don't have him far enough up on the sticky thing. And now he's really stuck down and I don't want to tear him apart. Bunny, you got to come up farther. This is the fiddly bit that you got to figure out where everything is. Because if you get him too far up, then it won't close and he won't be hidden. There we go. But I do need to put something on there because I got to stick them down too far. So what we'll do, here's my bunny. Let me get a piece of green out of my trash bucket here. And it needs to be spring green, right? Let's see what you guys are saying. You talk to your things all the time? I do too. This I needed this morning because Dee Dee kept saying, are y'all paying attention? And I was like, yes, I've had to use the seam ripper twice because I'm paying more attention to you than I was my sewing. Yeah, getting all of that to fit right, because you've got to have a fold down at the base a ½ an inch out. And then you have to have a fold up here a ½ an inch out. So he sticks out the same distance. And it's hard to get those folds in there when you're trying to get different levels. So I'm going to slide a little strip of grass behind him. You know what? I have a die that cuts grass, I think. Please hold. I've got a new setup here, so maybe I can actually use the die cutter real quick. And it's a diamond die. These are my diamond dies. Let me see. I'm pretty sure I have one that's for grass. Snow and a window and some cats and mermaids. Oh, goodness. Hang on. Give me a second. All right, we could do a little bucket that we could call an Easter basket. And I'm looking for the grass, getting close. There's the grass. I knew I had some. All right. So let me cut some grass. And what color should we do our bucket, or is it too big? The bucket might be too big to stick behind him. It kind of sticks out. Wonder what I could do. How can I do that? I could put the bucket on the front. A little red bucket, maybe. Let me get a piece of paper. A little red bucket. Oh, what's Gail doing? Oh, goodness. Got to take her dog to the vet. I hope everything's okay. All right, this should go through the die cutter just fine. And then I might run this through twice, maybe one on this end and then run it again on this end. And I got it set up here, so I hope I can use it. I think it needs to be plugged in. Bear with me real quick, or slowly, whichever one. My ironing board is in the way, of course. I think the switch is going in this thing. But not the ironing board, the die cutter. Woo! That was exciting. Okay. Okay, I got that set up and it's working. Oh, what did I do with the paper? Oh man, I need my head examined today. Let's see. If I cut the grass at 2 different ways, I'll have pieces that look different, so I can put one behind the other. Let's see what we get. Oh dear, the bucket moved. That'll never do, donkey. Well, we'll send the bucket through again. I should have taped it down. There goes some grass. Sorry, I have to go off shot to do this. I better get a good bucket out of this one. I've got enough of the green to do one more pass. I'll have to pick the grass off the floor. Put this one dead center. There's grass, and grass, and a bucket. All right. Okay. Sorry. Now here's the grass. All you got to do is pop these on the edge of something, and the dies usually will pop back out. That goes over there. And the bucket goes on here. And if that doesn't work, you get your pokey and you go to the holes they stick in here. And then just gently push it out. All right. Put the bucket back on here. Next week, we might do a May showers. I have umbrellas and raindrops and that kind of thing we could play with. That back up later. That's the messed up bucket. Okay, so we want to cover that adhesive on the bunny's feet real quick. see if we can get this up under there. Well, first we need to make sure it's not going to stick out too far here. So let's slide this up under his feet. Well, now why are you sticking there, you little booger? Lay Bunny is glued good. Sorry, Bunny, sorry. Pulling his foot off. Oh, well, it's mine. Sorry, Bunny. Yeah, the umbrella could be interactive too. I'm just going to put this all the way up through here. Oh, it doesn't need to go all the way to the top. It needs to stop right about there. Fixing to make another mistake. I've pulled it off so many times, the bunny's not sticking too good. All right, we need this to come up. I'm going to stick this down here. And then I'm going to put the bunny on again. Bunny, I'm sorry, I tore your leg up. And we want him, let's lay him down here so we make sure he's in the right space. See if he'll come down just a little bit more. Boing! There we go. And what I could do, I could slide some of this behind and adhere it at the back of the card. Like so. We might do that. We might just do that. And put a little tape here. And I'll just cut it off. Like so. That's why I think maybe do one project each week, because some of these are pretty complicated. I have a saying for the front of the card here that we got to turn this into a card so we can adhere it to our page. And the little saying I want to go on the front with the bucket. We're going to put the bucket on the front of the card. But the little saying says, follow the bunny. He has the chocolate. I thought that would be good. And you don't have to worry that it's over the hole. You don't have to worry about cutting that away. And you know what? I stuck it in there and I didn't take the paper off. What am I even like, right, Janet? What am I even like? And you know what to do if you get too sticky that's sticking out between something. What you can do is put baby powder on it. Then the card smells good and you fix where the stickum is sticking. We'll cut that away. All right, just stay on there. I don't care. Doesn't seem to be causing any problems, but it is sticky. All right, so there's the bunny inside. And if we had like some old candy wrappers or something, maybe we could put like little bits of Cadbury egg wrapper along the bottom if you wanted to. All right. So now we need to make the outside card base thing. And we need to decorate our cover. And I want to do the outside bit. I was thinking if we do it on black, it would pop off our page. So this was 2.5 by 3.5 is the total size of the card. So this should come out at 7. So let's get a piece of black. And the width would be 2 3/4 because it's 2.5 and I like 1/4 inch, or maybe we should do less to take up less space. So it's 2.5. Let's do 2 3/4. So it's just a tiny little bit. And then I said it total on that was 7. I hate this ruler because where I need is not there. I'm going to guesstimate right there. And then I'm not going to score it. I'm just going to fold it and then burnish it with this. All right. Now we need to stick him in here. Let's see, that covers up all your mechanism and everything. So I'm just going to close this and put some tape on the outside here. Go ahead and put some on either side of this hole too. Okay. I didn't damage you, did I? Okay, good. All right, I'm going to pull all of the paper off from it. Maybe. Julia says she'll help with the eating of the chocolate. All right, I'm going to center this in my little card just so I have just a tiny little bit of black. Don't let your top fall down on it until you get it exactly where you want it. I'm going to come out a little ways from the fold, not a lot. And then I'm going to just close this down. I want to just make sure. I might have to use the pokey tool because my fingers keep sticking in the stickum like that. I'll hold it down with the pokey and then I'll just shut this onto that. And now we got to open him up. And we got to stick down our other side. So just go ahead and close him back up. And put the same amount of tape on here. Yep. Julia is scoping out the condition of Janet's lint bunny. You know, my favorite candy is the maple eggs. Those are my favorite candy. And they only are available at Easter, of course. And they're hard to find because I think I'm probably one of the only ones that like them. Remember, leave your bunny closed. Don't try to bring the bunny to the backing. Bring the backing to the bunny. Because sometimes they don't play well together if you try to do it the other way. The card won't open right. All right. So then we're just Again, I'm going to hold this down and bring the paper down to it. All right, so now we have a pop-up card. Ta-da! You could put a message here like there's no chocolate here and put it down there. I don't have anything printed out, but that's the kind of thing I would add to it. Oh, you don't have those there. They are very good. All right, so now we could go ahead and stick him in here. So I'm going to close it and go ahead and put some adhesive here and put him on my page. And I'm going to put that quote on the front of this. Still have not found my label maker. I do know where my old-fashioned label maker is, however, and I think I will use that one to do the quote on the front of this card. The follow the bunny. He has the chocolate. And then I could put on the inside, none here, or not this bunny, because this is something that's got a working thing inside. I will put a little bit of extra. I tend to go crazy with the adhesive. Yeah, we have the Cadbury eggs. When my in-laws would go to the beach, they used to stop at the Russell Stover's candy outlet. It was where you could buy all the Oops candy for next to nothing. Tasted the same, just wasn't pretty. Hi, Crafty with Gertie. Making sure I got him the right way. All right, we're going to put our surprise right here. And then you can add other quotes or flowers or stuff here. My main focus was going to be the interactive part. So see, now when you lift it up, there's the bunny. So we can take our bits of grass we have left over. Could put that across there. Then we could have our bucket, if I can get my fingers on it. I don't have anything small enough to stick in here. I feel like the bucket needs to be decorated though, don't you guys? Maybe we'll put a strip of our wallpaper on our bucket. Put this toward the back a little bit more. Put the bucket, and then I can have this other little teeny piece of grass just kind of cover part of the bucket so it looks like it's buried. Actually, we'll have a couple more here. Playing with my grass, man. All right, I'm going to put a little piece down, and I think I'll use glue all because I think it'd be easier for me. Draw some dots on the bucket. That's a good idea. We're going to decorate the bucket before I glue it down. I might have to set it aside to dry, but while it's drying, I'm going to put this little piece of grass. That looks good right there. Can't control my grass. What do you think? White dots would be okay, or should I do a different color or something? Would white work? All right, we're going to draw on this real quick. I think let's do white dots, and then I'll outline them. I don't know if yellow will show on the red. That's my problem. We've got that broken bucket. Where's the broken bucket? We'll try these colors out on the broken bucket before we put it on my good bucket. Listen to me, like they're useful buckets. Oh, it might show. Yeah, it'll show. We'll use yellow. Yellow. Let's do. These Posca pens, sometimes they get a wild hair and dump a whole bunch of stuff out the front. Oh, I hadn't thought of hole punches, Julia. I didn't see that until after I'd already done the dots, but it's all good. This is about dried out. All right. There's our little bucket. We're going to leave it alone before I stick my finger in it. I'm going to roll over here to the label maker. And hoping I have enough black left in here. I think it said follow the bunny. F O L L O W, half squeeze. V T H E, half squeeze, and then E U N N Y. Follow the bunny, and then we'll cut that off. We'll do follow the bunny, and then he has the chocolate on the inside. It'd be funny to put a speech bubble on him that said, "No, I don't." Let's cut that off. He H A has I had one of these in middle school, and I loved to label everything. Drove my grandmother crazy. We know what that is, she'd say. Yeah, but now it's labeled. Isn't it great? God. He has the chocolate. And I even got a wonky letter because I didn't get it dead on, but that'll make it all the more right up my alley. All right, I'm going to almost need a ... after the bunny. I don't think that's an option, is it? No. It's okay. This stuff I've had for so long that I don't trust the stickum that's on the back of it. So I pull the release paper off. And I get the pokey tool because everything sticks to me like glue today. I need to know where we're going to put the bunny. I mean the bucket. Wish I had some table scatter of some eggs, little stuff. I wonder if I do in with the sequins. That would be funny. All right, I'm going to see if I can pick this up and not smear it. I'm going to put the bucket right about there so we can do follow the bunny. What is on there now? Everything is sticking to me. Holy macaroni. I just made it harder to get the things off. Uh-oh. We're encouraging her to bite his ears off. Better be careful, bunny. Have y'all seen the cartoon where one bunny says ouch because somebody bit his butt off and the other one says huh? Because his ears are gone. Oh, dear me. Poor bunny. Julia says, poor bunny. Ugh, stop wiggling. I mainly want to get the mechanism done so you guys know how to do that, and then everybody can decorate their pages the way they're going to after that. Just so you know what the working element is on it. Does that make sense? I'll get all of these words stuck down, and then I don't know what else I'm going to put on this page. Hoppy Easter. Hoppy Easter. Oh, I didn't get that on there very straight. So after I get the paper off, I will have to fold that over so it's not sticking out. And so it won't stick to me. I'll use the pokey tool to do it. I said I was going to use the pokey tool. Tippy's sneezing again. There we go. Now we'll stick the bucket down. Hopefully it's dry. Looks like it. It'd be cute to have little eggs. I might have to look for some table scatter. You know that stuff? It's like confetti, but it's like the bigger stuff. Like at fall, I had leaves. I wish I could find. I bet the Dollar Tree might have some that's Easter scatter. I could add a few eggs to my page then. Let's put this on here. Oh, I got too much glue. Making a mess. Making a mess. I got some rags here. Let's get. Oh no! Don't do that. Howard's like, what are you doing? Howard is the cat. He's laying in the chair over there like, oh, geez, she's at it again. All right, there's that. I still like the idea of putting, no, I don't, on a speech bubble. Washi with eggs on it. I wonder if I do. That would be cute too. I'll put a little bit of grass over top of this. Like it, some kids set it down and walked off. I should have cut that a little bit so it doesn't look so. I'm done with you. There we go. All right, so let's put the words on the inside. I just love it. He just goes boink. I'm making a mess. Not even checking it twice, just making a mess. I'm going to do, there's he. He has the chocolate. So that's how you do a pop-up on your page. And if we were doing a book, you know, where the pages were just folded on themselves, we could put that in the center of it, but we're not. So that's why I was like, I want to do a pop-up, but we got to think about a way to do it that everybody can have that element in their spring journal. That's not straight in the least. Look, it's not straight at all. The he does not, it's not straight. Let's get rid of some of this past the V here. You know, when you leave them together, it has a little place where you can get the paper off easy, but I have to make everything a struggle today, apparently. I had to use the seam ripper twice. I can't get over that. But I got my quilt blocks done for this week already. The quote was, follow the bunny. He has the chocolate. And I was going to look up another poem to put on here about Easter, but I looked at the clock and I was like, oh goodness, I need to get set up to go live. So I might put another Easter quote up here, or if you wanted to make a journal page and just tell what you did at Easter, we could do that. Just write down, what we did this weekend for Easter. Why don't we plan to do that? Or if you don't want to do that, you could add some watercolors, or, do a little painting. Or if you want to add some candy wrappers, you could. I know we're all going to eat at least a little bit of candy. Let's see here. This one, I have pull tape available. I am going to look for eggs real quick in my mixed up mess that's called sequins, and see if there's some that's Easter that maybe I could put in here. What would have been fun is if I could have found some and tucked them in the bucket. I should have looked before I stuck the bucket down. Too late now. Or maybe tuck some in the grass. I might could do that if I have them. I'm going to look real quick. I'm looking at that. Did I spell chocolate right? I hope I did. All right. So thanks for sticking with me while I painfully worked out what to do here. So this is our page, and I will add other things here. And Anne says they're not going to be streaming Sunday because of Easter. So then we open it and we've got our pop-up bunny in there. And you could even maybe, if I can find some, hide an egg or two behind him in the grass. And it's not staying shut right now, but when you put another page on top of it, like the front cover, that's going to hold it closed like that. And then we go, ta-da! I almost feel like I should have put something white on here, but it's too late now. Did a white, like I did over here. I should have done white on the front of this. Let me check real quick and see if I've got anything. I've got this little tub here. I'm going to do a standalone video. I don't know if it'll be for next week or not, but I've got these tiny little scraps of watercolor, and I want to do some watercolors. Let's see. I know what's in here. But I can't get it open because I could put a ladybug on here. There's a ladybug. She's awful big. I don't want to put something too fat. I have these little flat butterflies too. They're flat. I don't know. We'll play with it some more. All right, let me check the sequin box. Sequins. And if I've got something that we can stick on here from that's table scattery like stuff, then we'll add that, but then I'm going to sign off because it's almost 4 and I still got to cook dinner. All right. Ooh, look, sequins. Don't ask me why I have so many sequins. There's hearts. Oh, you guys, look. Bunnies. I have blue bunnies and pink bunnies. I think the bluish purple would look cutest with the bunnies. Let's look at what else we've got. Lots of sequins. I have cherubs, elephants and giraffes. There's a little chick. And it looks like a little lion. Let's see. Cherubs. I'm thinking there's snowflakes and cherubs. And then there's some flowers and sand dollars. What is this? Stars, hearts, happy birthday. Oh, come on, be some eggs in here. More hearts. Happy New Year. A smiley face. Some little butterflies. That's just random. That says hugs. Oh, look! It's Easter eggs. I thought I had some. Yay! The rest of these are sequins. Sequins. Okay. And there goes the cat. Ooh, excuse me. All right. I think I'll not stick the bunny in there. I'm going to put eggs in there instead. This has got eggs and confetti, so I may have a mess before it's over with. I had thought about putting these into one of those dividers, but I think I like the control of the plastic bags better because of that. All right. We've got eggs. Is that the only sizes? Yeah, they're all the same size as the eggs. All right, I'm going to turn this so I can stick some. This came off from somewhere else. Yay, I found them. All right. This one's kind of broken, so we're going to drop it. We'll see if the glue wall will hold sequins or not. I'm wondering if I need to use something else. And hello, Teresa. Let's put 3 eggs on the front. Oh, that's already glued down. I might have to put my block of wood on this to get these to stick. We should be able to slide this in there. Let's see here. Uh-oh. Wish there was a third color. I hope these will stick. It says glue all. How thick is my cardboard? It's the stuff that comes between the cat food, so it's not real thick. There we go. I'm going to have to put my little piece of wood on there and let these dry, and then I'm thinking I'll stick some on the inside too. So I'm going to hold these out there. Let me show you a piece of it, Mary. I don't have one of them things like Scott does. So See, like that. So like this is a sheet of paper thickness. I don't know, can you tell? It's really thin. It's like maybe 3 sheets of paper stacked together. Does that answer your question? I don't know. I mean, I can do this edging. I mean, I could do it on cardstock, heavier weight cardstock. This is just a little bit thicker than heavyweight cardstock. It's not real thick at all. What are those things Scott has? You turn the wheel and it comes down and it grabs it and it tells you how many mils thickness is. So I'm gonna get a piece of wax paper, put it on here, and put my piece of wood on it while I'm cooking dinner. And then I'll open this up and I'm gonna just stick a couple eggs around and maybe down and flat on here. But I'll have to let everything dry. So I hope you guys enjoyed making a little pop-up little bunny. If you don't want to do a bunny, do a chick, do something Easter. You could do like a whole basket. Just keep it within and double check where your bunny needs to fall. Because if you get him too far forward on the card, then his ears will stick out the end. Or, if you do a chick, it'll stick out. You have to really work at getting your placement or they will stick out. All right. And I'm going to add probably maybe a journal card, a small index card or something. And I can just write on there whether we go to Atlanta or not. Still kind of up in the air. So anyhow, pop-up day. I'm going to look for another interactive item. So each page will have something that's interactive. We might do a library pocket next week on one page and then something else on the next page. Because next week we're going to do a 2-page spread because we'll do the back side of this plus a new page. Okay? So thanks for watching, guys. And I'm going to go cook. Cook. It's either laundry or cooking, right? It's what you do. All right. Y'all have a wonderful night. And I will see some of you tomorrow in Ann's. And that's all I have. Bye, guys. Oh, hi, bye, Joyce. And anybody else I missed. You're welcome.